So in this class, we will understand everything about Bolzano-Weierstrass theorem. So first, let us see what is the statement of Bolzano-Weierstrass theorem. The statement is every bounded sequence has a convergent subsequence. This is the statement of the theorem. Now let us prove it. Let us take Sn be a bounded sequence. As every sequence has monotonic subsequence, so let S and K be the monotonic subsequence of Sn. That is, S and K be the bounded increasing sequence. Now, as S and K is bounded, let us say there is some U which belongs to R, and U is supremum of S, where S is equal to Sn such that n belongs to n. Now for epsilon greater than 0, there exists capital N such that Sn is greater than U minus epsilon. Now for all n greater than or equal to n, Sn is less than or equal to Snk. Why? Since Sn is increasing. Now for all n, mod Sn minus U is less than epsilon, which implies limit Sn is equal to U. So if the sequence Sn converges, then every subsequence converges to the same limit. What does it mean? That is, limit k tends to infinity, Snk is equal to U. Therefore, monotonic sequence also converges. Therefore, the bounded sequence Sn has a convergent subsequence Snk, which is the theorem. Now take the next question, very important. Prove that every sequence has a monotonic subsequence. So let's see how we prove it. So consider a sequence Sm and assume nth term be the greatest term, such that Sm is less than Sn for all m greater than n. Consider a subsequence Snk for the sequence Sn as Sn1, Sn2, Sn3, so on up to Snk-1, Snk, Snk plus 1, so on. So now you have two cases here. Case 1 is if there are infinitely many greatest terms. If there are infinitely many greatest terms, then consider Snk as a decreasing sequence. So decreasing sequence means how do we represent it? Snk plus 1 less than Snk for all k. This is case 1. Now what is case 2? If there are finitely many greatest terms. If there are finitely many greatest terms, now select n1 as the greatest term because there are finite terms. There are limited terms. So we will select some n1 as the greatest term in the sequence. That is capital N greater than or equal to n1. There exists m greater than n. Then Sm is greater than or equal to Sn. Let's say this is equation number 1. If n is equal to n1, then n2 is greater than n1, which implies Sn2 is greater than or equal to Sn1. This is equation number 2. Now, if suppose n1, n2, so on up to nk have been selected such that n1 less than n2 less than so on up to nk and Sn1, these are all subsequences. Sn1 less than or equal to Sn2 less than or equal to so on up to Snk. Now n is equal to nk gives nk plus 1 is greater than nk such that Snk plus 1 is greater than or equal to Snk. So by mathematical induction, we get Snk is a non-decreasing subsequence, that is monotonic, hence proved. Now take the next question. If Sn converges to a positive real number and Tn is any sequence, then prove that limit supremum Sn Tn equals to S limit supremum Tn. So let us see how do we start. We prove it in 3 cases. So the first one is for every sequence there exists a monotonic subsequence. Let Snk and Tnk be the monotonic subsequences of Sn and Tn sequences respectively. Which means Snk is the monotonic subsequence of Sn and Tnk is the monotonic subsequence of Tn, where Sn and Tn are sequences. Then number 2 is, if a sequence converges to a limit, then its subsequence also converges to same limit. So let limit supremum Sn is equal to S and limit supremum Tn is equal to beta. Let's say this is equation number 1. Now we have 3 cases. Case 1 is beta be a finite value. So we have written 2 statements over there, right? So from the second statement, we can say that limit k tends to infinity, T and k is equal to beta. This is equation number 2. So limit k tends to infinity, S and k is equal to S. Now we consider a sequence of S and Tn such that there exists a monotonic subsequence Snk into Tnk. So limit supremum Sn into Tn equals to S beta, because S is the limit of Snk and beta is the limit of Tnk. So limit supremum Sn Tn is equal to S beta. This is equation number 3. Then limit k tends to infinity, Snk into Tnk is equal to S beta from statement number 2. Let us take this as equation number 4. Now as limit supremum Sn Tn is largest limit of Sn Tn, then limit supremum Sn Tn is greater than or equal to S beta, which means limit of supremum Sn Tn is greater than or equal to S into what is beta? Beta is limit of supremum Tn. This is case 1. Now we have case 2. Case 1 we have taken beta be the finite value. Now we are taking beta as plus infinity. So from equation number 1, limit supremum Tn is equal to plus infinity. This is equation number 5. And from equation number 2, limit k tends to infinity, T and k equals to plus infinity. From equation number 3, limit supremum Sn Tn is equal to S into plus infinity. Therefore, limit supremum Sn Tn is equal to S into limit supremum Tn. This is from equation number 5. This is case 2. Now moving on to case 3. Case 3 is beta is minus infinity. So from equation number 1, we get limit supremum Tn is equal to minus infinity. And from equation number 2, limit k tends to infinity, T and k is equal to, now wherever we have beta, we are writing minus infinity. And from equation number 3, limit of supremum Sn Tn is equal to s into minus infinity. Therefore, limit of supremum Sn Tn is equal to s into limit supremum Tn. How we got this? From equation number 6. So this is equation number 6. Right? Therefore, all the three cases holds. And limit of supremum Sn Tn is equal to s into limit of supremum Tn. Hence proved.